Shake your ass, shake your body, feel the rhythm, and join the party. Hey, shake your ass, feel your boo-boo, do a pee-pee, do a boo-boo.
Alright, we are recording. We're on. Did a little sneaky recording the other day. I think I did. No, yeah, I did one, and later found out I didn't record it. I actually pressed record, then stopped, and then recorded, and then thought I was recording, then hit to stop, and it started recording. So weren't missing much, even by my standards. It was pretty shit house. Not a whole lot in that segment of Poddy Time with Baby D is what you're listening to, and that's what I was referring to in the average recording. Also, I did it without a mic in my very loud car van while doing 100, 110, fluctuating between the two. Very loud, and it was probably catching more engine sounds than my voice. Probably more interesting. A bit of self-deprecating humor to start off this pod. You are, in fact, listening to Poddy Time with Baby D, everyone's favourite podcast. For the sake of the listener, I kind of hope not, but I'll get there soon. I'll have something to talk about. Was just doing a quick listen to some musical video recordings that I've been doing. Got on a little roll with that, and was pretty happy with them. Was enjoying. Obviously, I was in the mood. Again, when you're in the mood for things that you are doing in that moment, can't beat that. When you're not in the mood, not much is enjoyable. So yeah, I appreciated that. The positive intentions were there with those endeavours, and I think I received that well. So if I'm trying to stay creative and keep that energy going, and it's a great feeling when you can keep that energetic channel open and just let it's a good feeling. I've got a few ideas flowing in from the up above, from the ether, which is nice. And it's good. It's good to have like too many more ideas than you can do. That's good to have like an excess of ideas than opposed to barely scraping into one idea and then hoping for the next. But I think when that does happen, and it will happen, writer's block, I believe they call it, I think the best thing to do is just relax and just take it in. Still be open to things and ideas, but not stress, because I don't think that really helps anything. Doesn't make things work better. And yes, I was enjoying listening to my recordings. It's a good feeling once you get over the hurdle of the feeling cringy about listening to your voice and things that you do. It can also be a double-edged sword when the narcissism kicks in. So if you can kind of just watch it from an outside perspective and appreciate it, but not get too self-involved and don't want to flare up the old ego. It is a necessary force, but in small doses. Setting, right time, keep it in context, and the world is your oyster. Not a huge fan of oysters. Don't really understand them. Are you meant to chew them or swallow them whole? And you don't cook them. You can cook them, or you like lightly. And that's still a form of cooking them, I guess. If you cook them too much, they probably go a bit rubbery. But they are just a giant, gross, squishy substance. And I don't know. I know it's an aphrodisiac. At least I know people I've heard things say that they are. So that's pretty much as far as you can go with any knowledge. That's not first-hand research. Yeah, don't get them. Right on into Baby D. at babyd.live or live, however you want to pronounce it. If you have any information about oysters and or enjoy them or don't enjoy them, maybe enjoy them because that's a nice yin and yang. I don't care for them. I mean, I was 12 when I think I tried one. I looked at them. I don't know. Probably need to try them again. I've got the adult palate. I like dark chocolate. I like probably things I didn't like when I was younger. So yeah, if you've got any info or if you enjoy oysters or if you've had experience with them, write on in at babyd.live or live, whatever. And it doesn't even have to be oyster related, just anything in general, just so I can have something to talk about. But I've got a relatively good energy today. It's quite overcast, but it's a good cyclonic overcast, so it's not cold and shitty weather. It's nice condiciones. Now I am actually cruising in the T-Rock. I'm stuck behind a bus and a camper van, and they're doing fucking 65 k's an hour. So it's going to be interesting if I'm going to be able to overtake them. I've got a fair amount of traffic behind me on this country road. Please throw in a cyclist just for keeping it interesting, because there's a big fucking truck behind me as well. Yeah, I want to see a cyclist fuck this traffic up as well, and then maybe they won't, but if they got half a brain cell, they'll be like, maybe I'm not meant to be on this country road that has literally about 30 centimeters of side bitumen before it slopes off onto a 45 degree gravelly angle into a ditch, which is where I should be resting my weary soul. Not me. This is me speaking through the vessel of a country road cyclist. Yet I digress. A lot of things to get through today. Lot of hot topics that I have definitely pre-planned to speak about and speak over. You know me, I love planning ahead and making sure I have things to talk about, making sure I have things to do throughout the day. That is Baby D in a nutshell. And which brings me to remembering the Austin Powers. Oh, it's me in a nutshell. I'm stuck in a shell of some sort. I believe was the direct quote from that documentary. Holding back on the what else's. Again, I got a nice energy. I think I had a good sleep last night. Thanks for asking. I was feeling pretty good. Oh, and I also listened to, while sipping on a little cafe and eating a bit of granolas. Been trying through a few different brands. Usually I'm straight up Coles run-of-the-mill toasted granola, the cheapest one you can get, because I found, again, don't want to suck them off too much, but a lot of this stuff, there is an app where you can scan barcodes. It's just, yeah, I don't know how favorable that app can be. You got to still use a bit of your brain cells there, but anyway, it scans things, and a lot of Coles stuff is healthier than quote unquote the other branded things that are twice the price and supposedly more healthy. So kudos to you, Coles, sweeping the market yet again. And yeah, so this one that I've been on the granola train for years, on and off, but generally I found most bang for your buck and flavour and other stuff. There is other mueslis, or I'm not a huge fan of mueslis because it's not toasted. You got to have that toasted crunch, otherwise it's just kind of a slide. Again, I'm the slop bowl wizard, master, kingpin of the sloppy bees, but kind of been a bit off them lately. That's a little inside factoid for you there. And yeah, right on in. If you're a granola or muesli advocate, if you had to pick a side, I think most people would be on the granola train. Just going to throw that out there. But again, that's the thing, you want like room temperature and or cold liquids in, whereas the muesli, that's bordering on oats or porridge territory in my books. And that, obviously, you want a nice warm or heated liquid to really cook and absorb. Like you let the oats absorb that. I know there's just one car behind me. Where'd the truckie go? My tuck. Still on the double white lines. Utes wanting to overtake, which I understand, but they are respecting the double white lines. And I respect them for that. Here we go. Now they're able to go. Pin and round. Is there anything coming the other way? Not that I can see. I'm a bit too sheepish to try and overtake that because it is the equivalent of overtaking like a really long road train. So that's kind of annoying. This camper van's a fucking... Yeah. Try not to let the aggression out this early in the potty, but... Oh, and yeah, car coming the other way. Now, what was I talking about? Granola or oats and muesli? Yeah, gonna have to go the granolita all day, every day. And that with yogurt. Honey, had that yesterday. Now you're talking. Don't usually go too hard on the yogurt because I get a bit gassy, and then if you add a fucking coffee on top of that. Like I was doing some crook ones this morning. Some real stink bombs. Not like super frequent, but they were percolating. Much like a coffee machine percolator. I like that word. Percolator is probably a good name for a band. Or the movie. Or like an action movie. The Percolator. Bit lazy on the impressions this morning. Oh, so I was listening to a previous potty that I recorded, which I'm yet to upload. As of all these recordings yet so far. Not too shabby. Definitely getting my voice, getting the comfort, and not putting on the radio presenter voice, unless I feel like it, but just trying to let it flow. Trimmed my goatee, and it's still kind of annoying on the microphone. Really try and get the mic hard up on the mouth. Just let it rest on the chin. Probably not great for the skin, but it rhymes, so I guess it's true. Fuck. Super dirty ute. That thing needs a wash. It is proper brown, but that guy probably doesn't look super clean. Who am I to judge? That is the perfect example of takes one to know one. I am able to judge because I am one that knows a dirty thing, because I too am a smelly little bum at times. So I think that's fair. That's the perfect judge. Someone that knows, because then they're able to say it. It's like the thing, people that can say certain words that other people can't because they are the description of those words. And that's how society works. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. What happened to TED Talks? Thanks for someone wrote that in. And they really popped off for a while, and then they just dropped off the face of the earth. I think some questionable... I heard they were basically not paying people to do talks that generally would charge thousands of dollars for their time for the talks, but TED Talk had the and they were charging tickets, so pretty perfect business model. Charge money and don't pay basically entertainment or the speakers. And that's just business 101. Don't think about the long run. Get in for the quick dollar and fuck as many people over as possible, or fuck as many people as possible. Two birds, one stone. Two birds, one bone. Bonner. Yeah. Think about the short term, not the long term effects. Only think about the dollar, not the creative, artistic pursuit, and everything will come up peachy. Wouldn't mind a peach. Had a few nectarines. That's probably, I think we all know supermarket fruit is the worst variety of fruit. generally. But yeah, it's the easiest option. And yeah, a few nectarines lately. Wouldn't mind a peach. Peach, very underrated. It's the stone fruit in general. Apricots, they are good. If I was going to rate them, it would be fuck. I mean, nectarines are really good as well. They're just so similar. I was going to say peach first. Obviously, you want a nice yellow peach, like James the Giant Peach style, those ones. It's hard to say. They're neck and neck, a nectarine and a peach. Right on in if you decide. We might do a tally, take a poll right up me and see what people like or what they prefer more. A peach or a nectarine. And again, we're going to go this. I think the best ones are not the white ones, contrary to what you may have heard. I think the yellow ones, or both peach and nectarines, are the pinnacle of stone fruits flavors. So we'll just say for no confusion, keep it clear. Yellow nectarine, yellow peach. Which one is the best? Which one do you enjoy the most? Right on in at babyd.live. This is babyd.live. That's not what this is. This is Poddy Time with Baby D, and we're going to go to a quick ad break. And we'll be back after these massages. Baby D condoms. This is the first and long-time sponsor of Poddy Time with Baby D. This is my first entrepreneurial pursuit, collab with straight from the bowels of factory in China, and who knows, small erection protection for the humble man better than the Chinese. Is it racist if it's true? I don't know. We'll find out after this. And but basically the best erection protection you can find for the humble man. This is the anti-family pack. So we got all the colours under the rainbow. And if you're a bit embarrassed, sick and tired of having to search, I'm sure you've been embarrassed enough times in public trying to find something that is form-fitting and skin to win, and that is tight enough around what you're packing or what you're lacking, let's be honest. Or if you've done hours of online research and you just can't seem to find something that is to your measurements, to your dimensions, then we got you covered, which is not a hard job by any means. And they are eco-friendly to an extent. If you just flick them out inside out, give them a rinse, they should be good to go. Each one is tried and tested by yours truly, Baby D. And so yeah, again for maybe health reasons, give them a rinse just in general. And you can't go wrong. This is the humble man's erection protection condoms by Baby D. Get them while stocks last, and they are flying off the shelf because I put a shelf outside with them, and there was quite a gust that came past and blew them off. So not the best decision, but that's kind of my thing. And we'll be back with more Poddy Time with Baby D. Thanks for tuning in. All right, that was my long-time spono. Pretty proud to still be partnering up with them, with myself. Yep. And so we're back cruising this bus with a trailer. It's like a Toyota, one of those smaller buses. Still probably 30-seater, but it's taken its sweet ass time. Probably I guess it's got a trailer, so legally they can't do more than 90. So they're abiding by the rules, and also they're on the clock, so of course they're going to go cruise control. I don't know if I'll overtake because it's probably risking my life to save a few minutes. A handful of minutes. How much is a handful? I might have to chat GBT that. I kind of wondered, is it... I know it's a quantity that you can fit in your hand. All hands are different sizes, and because it depends on what you're putting in your hand. If it's like a powdery thing or something that you can't individually count, or wouldn't, because it's just so fine and small. Big truck, bus with trailer. I would fucking love to see a bike just taking up space. Fuck, that would... and another big old truck. And... yes, a handful. I guess it's the same as... it's an old... it's just a rough measurement. Like if it was eggs, you wouldn't say get a handful of eggs, because I guess they're so big that you can count them, because 3 would probably be a handful. Hit some topics today already, only 15 minutes in, and kind of oversaturated the podcast with too much content, so I'm going to pull it back a bit. The foreskin of truth, and I haven't said that in several decades. I'm going to bring that phrase back. Raisins or sultanas. This is going to be a lot of food trivia or polling. Shitloaded. That is a good truck. That's a classic American style road train truck thing. I think I like trucks. Right on in if you like trucks. I think I prefer the classic just for the aesthetics. The trucks with the front, with the engine sticking out the front. That's a good classic truck. This reminds me of Terminator 2, which is actually I think the first one I saw when I was a kid. Same as Star Wars. It's all over the shop. I started with the shittest Star Wars. Well, only shittest because I heard comedians talk about that, or people talk about it's not good. And I'll make that my opinion as well. The first one, which came out in like 2099, that was the first one I saw. I was too young to really know what was going on. It was just a lot of lights, but apparently it was just kind of pointless. So yeah, watch that backwards. Maybe I watched 1, 2, 3. I think I watched the first 3, the 70s, 80s ones, before watching the last one. I don't even really remember it. I think it was a Bali copy, so they all were Bali ones, so it was pretty average quality. That's the first yawn of the day. I pulled the mic away out of respect. Now the bus is really kicking up dust, so that's good to see they're picking up the pace. Where's the swastika tree? I think they cut it down. Or maybe it's the next bay of trees. Yeah, Terminator 2, the truck, when they're doing the truck race, wasn't like a ready, set, go race. It was an escape race against the new Terminator 2.0. Swastika tree's still there, by the way. Don't worry. Don't need to ride on in. And I believe maybe that's why I don't like it, the flat at the front trucks, because the bad guy had one of those trucks, whereas the Terminator OG was driving the classic truck. How do they know how to drive the trucks? Because they're not like automatic. That's like double clutching. Maybe that's I think I've found a plot hole. How the robots just knew how to drive the trucks, unless they just could analyze it super quickly. And that's an interesting one. I might look that. I'm not going to look it up, but I might search how they were just able to just know how to double clutch. Do they have spaceships like the original Terminators? Or they were just like teleporting. Something I might need to look into. I don't know who made... I know a black lady made The Matrix, or wrote it. And I think she was in it. The Oracle lady. The lady who played the Oracle was actually the writer, I think. Could be completely wrong. Terminator. Who wrote that? I wonder if it was based on a book. So that is the genesis of why I prefer the aesthetics of a truck with the engine at the front. They just look cooler. I think I spoke about this before. I'll bring it back, circle back. Had a truck book when I was a wee little bee, and yeah, they just look cool. Also, they're having the beds in the back. Fuck yeah, and you get some lot lizards in the back of that thing. Yuck. Be so stinky, but they look cool. They're all leather. They were quite pimped out in the purest sense of the word. They're very leathery and like red or burgundy looking on the inside. Super high-end trucks. It's like the Simpsons episode where and then the truck drivers weren't actually driving them anymore. The trucks, they just were put on like cruise control. Robots they were just sitting there. Oh, the yawns are coming now. Fuck my daddy. That was a good episode. That was right. Maybe a season or two before it just went to absolute fucking shit and I tapped out. That's something that kids... Yeah, maybe that... Surprised that they're able to have as good of a sense of humour, but I guess people probably thought that about my generation before me and da-da-da. But that was a sweet pocket in time, the 90s into the early O's of Simpsons, SpongeBob, Family Guy, dare I say. Futurama was one, because we never had Foxtel, but eventually it got on normal TV, which was nice. It was on when it started was late teens for me. And that's a good show as well, but definitely was heavy more into The Simpsons. Spunny B, Family Guy again, took a while. Remember I saw the first season on TV and then they just didn't have it back on again. But it was like middays, like school holidays, sometime, and yeah, it was a weird 2 weeks there when they just put on a few episodes, trialing it out. Knew it was a show for a while, but didn't get and then we got the DVDs, so those are the days, the DVDs, when you just fucking hammer series. But I guess we would do that now with just streaming, and you can watch whatever you want pretty easily, and we're less content than ever. Life is easier than ever. Entertainment is easier than ever. Still, I'd say cheaper than ever, because I know you got to pay for stuff now, but it's still relatively cheap. And before that, you had to go move. Everything's like a click away. Versus, I guess it was such an experience to go to the movie theaters and physically look through things, whereas now you're doing it all virtually, which isn't the same. No one likes that, but it does. I guess it saves the commute. But then it's like, that's life. If you're not moving around physically, then you're just in a shell. Now, I don't know where this bus is going. I thought they'd be going where I was, but they're turning left. I'm going straight-ish, which is with the name of my next album, Straight-ish. Oh, trying to slow down. Oh, there's the car there. My back's a little bit sore. Still haven't been getting on the stretches enough or at all. Not doing them all is not doing them enough. Clouds are looking nice. That means there's a favourable wind when the clouds are looking quite uniform. If they're all rough and stinky looking, generally the wind is in regards to the coast. Otherwise, if you're just landlocked, it doesn't really matter what way the wind is. It's all favourable. But in terms of having a nice clean ocean, I think having uniform, nice looking clouds is a good tell when the wind is blowing out to sea. That's a bit of nautical information for you. Or if you're out to sea, I guess favourable wind is going in the direction you want to go in, because then it's blowing you, having a nice tailwind was hearing some weird noises just there, but hopefully it was just my headphones rubbing on my ears or something. I was going to talk about something, but I don't remember what, or maybe I wasn't at all. But we're going to keep on trucking along, figuratively and literally. Got parking coming up in a K. I went PP before embarking on this journey, so I didn't have to go PP during or be holding it on the whole time, but then that would have been quite a talking point. I remember it's good if I just start talking about something and then it sparks my memory or imagination about something, about that topic, and then I can expand on it. I think I've found the key to doing this poddy, by myself at least. Yeah, I remember it was another commute by boat this time. Right on in if you've ever taken a boat anywhere. Or been on a boat. I guess taking a boat is like having it on a trailer. Or having a little... Anyway. Excuse the yawn. The yawns are coming in thick and fast. I didn't wear sunnies because I forgot I left them in my car, but also I probably would have been falling asleep. This aircon is definitely something that puts you to sleep. That nice cool air. Best sleep I ever had on a bus was the shittest bus in regards to the other previous buses I've had that were pretty luxury. This one was so cold, I think it just made me hibernate. So I actually kind of slept all the way through. Other buses were super comfortable, but I don't think I slept as well, which is interesting. And they were playing, what's that war movie about Vietnam? Platoon. I don't think it was Apocalypse Now. Can't really remember the difference between the two, but we'll say it was Platoon. So quite a violent movie, and there was a lot of kids on this bus. It was in South America, so you can't expect more than that. So they didn't understand the words, but I'm sure they can understand the brutal killing scenes in it. If it is Platoon or Apocalypse Now, I think it was Platoon. Good flick, but it's annoying when they don't have the sound on. It's like, what's the point of the movie unless it's something that you can appreciate without dialogue, without the need of dialogue? But I think that's kind of need it. But again, they couldn't understand the language, I assume, so pointless nonetheless. So back to my boat story. Had to pee, and then this boat ride was, I guess it depends on the current and stuff, but maybe an hour. But that was the most I've had to pee in my whole life, and it was painful. I was considered like it was kind of an open, I think it was like a jet boat, but wasn't going fast enough for me. And it was pain, like agony, and I wanted to go off the side, or at least but it was so open and everyone could see everything, so sure it wasn't the first time. And then the bumps and stuff, I think each bump was just painful. It was like just having a knife in my stum. And then I got off, jumped in the water as quick as I could when you have to disembark the boat. And I was trying to go, but I was holding it in for so long that I kind of lost feeling, like between, I think, holding it and not holding it. So I thought I was really going to injure myself because I was holding it in for that long. And it was holding a shit you can get away with for quite a while because it kind of morphs and changes sizes and it goes different areas. But with a piss, it's like, here's the balloon, here's the liquid. That's it. So at some point it will burst. Oh, just thinking about it grosses me out. But anyway, I eventually was able to pee, and I don't think it was as enjoyable because I was in that much pain holding it. So I'm sure at the end it was quite a relief to empty the bladder. And that was the time in my life when I had to pee the most. So feel free to write on in and tell me your best time to pee or to poo. Another story, when I shit myself, I've done it several times, and you're lying if you haven't either. Probably the most notable time was, I think it was 22, just freshly turned 22. Again, another South American story. Got food poisoning and had it for a few days, and then where I was staying, someone was like, "Oh, we're going to go down the coast. It's about 5 hours away on bus." And I said, "Okay, I come." Little did I know, I think he was just trying to get a cheaper room. I don't think this guy liked me. I couldn't really tell, but it definitely felt like he didn't like me, and he was like the owner of the hotel. But I guess it was maybe felt sorry for me or wanted to save money or both. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like he really didn't like me. It was with him and this Brazilian guy. He was pretty nice, I guess. Tried to be buddy. Then we shared a room, and then I'm sure this guy really didn't like me after that because I was snoring like a motherfucker. The Brazilian guy was pretty funny about it, but I'm sure he fucking hated it as well. And then also I had chronic diarrhea that whole night, so I was bouncing between snoring my fucking tits off and then going to the toilet and just shitting fucking pennies. And they had to hear that all night, which is I'm sure pretty traumatic for them, just fucking shitting blood. Not blood, but the consistency, it was liquid, just squirt in the bowl and then bouncing between snoring. And I guess that was my payback to the guy. Fuck that guy. That was funny. In the moment it was hell, but looking back, all the best travel stories are ones where nothing goes right. So then we were at this wave and I was in the water and I was like, I got to shit. Fuck it, I'm going to go on my weddy. And it wasn't very watery, this one. It was something kind of soft, but I could feel it smushing around, like just squishing up. And I still had my wetsuit on, didn't take it off. This is mid-surf, mind you. I don't know how long I kept surfing with shit in my wetsuit, but I did. Probably got one and went in. And then, went on to the shore and just took my weddy off and just had to wash off all the shit with people watching. But I was just so over it, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, whatever. There's not much you can do. But there is much you can poo. So I did that. That was fun. Also, another time when I was 7 on my birthday, didn't have food poisoning this time. I just had too much dairy. That's my thoughts on this one. I actually went to another birthday during my birthday, the day of, to Great Escape. Shout out Great Escape. I think I cut my toe there as well, going down the slide. Not the fondest memories of that place. And had a lot of chalky milk. Never been a big, not that I'm against them, but I haven't been a huge chalky milk guy or choc chills or whatever. Especially in high school, people seem to smash that in the early days of the high school. Just a lot of the honeycomb one, that was super popular. Just too milky for me. Not a big milk guy. Definitely more of a nut milk guy. Again, I like it, but yeah. I think I go such long times without it that if I have over a certain amount, I will just go diarrhea city and the brutal farts. So the party probably just was eating shitty party hot dogs and definitely had the odd chalky milk, pretty sure. Cut to that night. Went to Jimmy Dean's. Pretty sure this place is closed down. It's like a diner-styled place, American diner-style place, and I got like nachos. And from then on, I think everyone in my family was, that's the memory of Jimmy Dean's, was me just shitting my pants. So I think I got nachos. So that's, again, a lot of cheese, a lot of dairy that day. It was a dairy day. A bit of a dairy queen. And I just got these, because I was like, I want boxes and I want like cool, you remember those belts that would hang down at the front with the little metal tip? They were all the rage. Didn't even need a belt because I was blessed with a bit of a booty. Not so much anymore. Kind of dropped a few kegs. But yeah, I just wanted it to look cool. And silk boxers, the dumbest invention. Yeah, they like smooth on the skin, but they don't stretch. They rip. They don't protect you from erection whatsoever. I do not understand them. Maybe for sleeping, but even that, they just don't stretch. There's no give. So not a fan of them. But anyway, that was first belt. I remember it being orange, metal tip, classic, early O's belt, and boxers. I think it was probably wearing jeans. Not my style ever, but and especially not then. But I wanted to mix it up. Went out the back to go for a piss, as I did, in our piss spot, me and my brother's pee spot. Even though the toilet was 3 feet away. Anyway, I was standing there and completely just sharted and diarrheaed all down my leg. In my brand new boxers, belt, whatever pants I was wearing. I think I started crying. Went to the shower. I took my pants off, ran through the kitchen with shit all down my leg. And I think I remember one siblings just standing there like, what the fuck? And went to the shower and my mummy washed me down. So, bit emotional. Testicles hurting as I'm telling this story. Don't know what the correlation is there. So those are my two best shitting myself stories. So write on in if you've got yours. When you've even a shot. Everyone's right when you completely think you're over that phase. You're gonna keep sharding's just a lifetime thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from, how much money you have. You can't escape a shot. It's just a fact of life. I've been talking this whole time and again, completely forgetting that I'm driving. And then I'm driving and then I forget that I'm talking. So yeah, write on in at babyd.live if you have any good poo stories. Be great to know so I can expand on that. Or we could get a caller in, or we could do a voice recording. If you want to do a voice recording, if you want to get your pipes on the airwaves of Poddy Time and Baby D. That'd be interesting as well. Everyone likes a little bit of fame. I don't understand the fame thing. If there's no money involved, fame is a fucking curse. Why would you want to be known if there's no monetary gain? Or maybe you get some free shit, but I don't think it's worth it. Rather be low key, thus the wearing the masks when I do live performances. But then I don't know, it depends. If I show up to the gig without it and people see my face, see me setting up, then playing with a mask, they're like, I don't know. Part of a performative thing as well. Whatever. My back's starting to hurt again. Lower back, lower back. B-A-Q-U-E, back, or bark. I think we're getting close to my place of location. It's funny, I'm thinking of words. Sometimes I slow down my speaking because I've got Spanish words for the words that I'm thinking. So that's a nice little thing. Just a taste of what bilingual people have on the reg. I think it's important to try and dabble at least in another language. Especially when people speak to someone in another that's their second language and they're like, oh, can you please repeat that? And then the people that don't know other languages repeat at the same pace and maybe with not the easiest words to understand. It's like, well, don't get frustrated if they can't understand you because you're not slowing down when you're having to repeat and you're not thinking what it's like to be in their shoes and underwear. that they're trying to understand you. So you're speaking super fast in your thick native accent. Meet them halfway is what I'm getting at. It's usually a sign of someone if they haven't like traveled or especially by themselves. That's another one. It's kind of it's an upside to traveling. If you're not having the best time traveling, yeah, it can be depressing. But if you're with someone else and it's not going well, then if they're not super positive, then you're just bouncing back and forth between each other, saying how shit the time is. Whereas if you're by yourself, you kind of just have to get on with it. So that's something to think about. Well, you're number 6 or something. I was thinking 5, but I said 6. So we're coming up. We're probably 5 minutes out of my point of destination. Feeling a little bit sleepy. Had a sneaky Snickers bar, which I bought yesterday but didn't eat because I bought Anzac cookies as well. And they were good, but I was really had a craving for Anzac cookies, and I still do now. Very underrated cookie. Not gonna lie. I like a nice chewy / crunchy edge. I don't want it all crunchy. Like the ones you get, the branded ones, Anzac cookie ones. Too crunchy. They'll still eat them, but they're too crunchy. Again, the Coles ones, branded in the bakery section. Probably absolute poison, but I like the consistency to them. So, I don't know. I don't know about how you guys feel about that, but those ones are pretty good. Don't like the packaging. It's a thick plastic case that they put them in. Not necessary. All this anti-plastic stuff, and then they got those things encased in them. So they need to pick up. Coles need to pick up their game on that, and Woolies, they do the same. They fucking overpackage to the gills, but what's inside is a sweet little oaty goodness. If you eat enough of them, you'll be fucking shitting and farting a lot as well. High fiber, and sugar farts. Oh, anyway, the Snickers bar was good. That gave me a little bit of pep in my step. Almost was going to eat it on the pod, but I was like, no. Stick to your principles and do not eat while recording. It's a hot tip. I got a hot tip. Hopefully you have a hot tip as well. It's a bit of a muggy day today. I really need to stretch, or at least do the pull hanging on the monkey bars. Lucky enough to have some monkey bars outside of where I live. Just to really stretch out that spine. First, what else of the potty? Right on the tail end. Oh, my testicles, right testicles hurting. Do a quick ad break. And we'll be right back to wrap it up. So this is the latest addition to the advertisement range that we have. This is Baby D adult diapers. Again, I've partnered with another company to keep you grinding and hustling, keep you on track for whatever it is you're trying to achieve. When at the end of the day, all we need is love and shelter and food. Shelter and food first, and then love's a nice little treat on top to make it all worthwhile. These are Baby D adult diapers. So these, if you're ever in the flow state, these will allow you to stay in the flow state for longer, so you can defecate and urinate while flowing it out and grinding and hustling your way to the top. Every second counts. Every little waking moment counts, and these things will keep you on track to do so, to achieve your goals while you empty your holes. With Baby D adult diaper, you can in fact reach the top of the mountain of success with these grind set styled body toilets, I guess you'd call them. So I'm actually wearing one right now as I'm doing this podcast, so I don't have to take a break and go to the toilet with this thing. I can. It was me just grinding it out while pushing it out. So yeah, Baby D adult diapers. Get it while stocks last, because these things will change your life and help you reach the success goal quicker than ever thought possible with Baby D adult diapers. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely should get onto purchasing that and Baby D Connies, so you can fornicate and defecate at will. I've reached my point of destination, so I'm going to wrap it and cap it for now. Thanks for coming. And come again. See you, M. See you later.